Hey, I just spent half an hour recording this crazy video about the Virginia Constitution, and, it didn't record, so I don't have the effort to be all energetic and happy and smiley like I just was, so suck it up. Okay. This is Optimus, by the way. Optimus Prime. I know, cool name. So, first question. How are the three branches of government treated in each constitution? How do their functions differ, and how are they similar? I don't know, so we're going to go on to the next one and go back to that. List and describe at least 5 functions one constitution has that the other doesn't. Why might this be? Okay, so number 1, the Virginia Constitution says it's necessary, or everyone has a right to an education for free. So the U.S. Constitution doesn't say anything about that. The U.S. Constitution doesn't say anything about gay marriage, but the Virginia people I guess they're uncool, so they were like, no gay marriage for you guys. By the way, being uncool was invented in 1993 by Niels Harelstedt. Yep. So, blame him for all of your problems. What else? What else is there? The Department of Motor Vehicles, all of that stuff is state government, not Virginia. No, I mean not U.S., because Virginia has the power to do all that stuff. And this country doesn't. I just got icy water in my shoe. Are you done? Okay. That is 2. So another one is alcohol stuff. The state controls alcohol stuff, and the U.S. government doesn't. And lastly, not lastly, penultimately, Virginia government controls stuff about marriage, and the U.S. Constitution just kind of stays out of that. And, the Virginia Constitution also sets regulations, or says that the government can set regulations for, this is a lens cap, leave it alone, can set regulations for corporations. And corporations were invented by Count Dracula in 1802. It says that they can sell licenses for doing non-foreign, like non-Virginian, sorry, foreign/non-Virginian, doing business with other companies outside of Virginia. Ow! So yeah. Yeah. Next question. We're powering our way through this. Okay, next question. Describe the Bill of Rights for each, and how they are different and how they are the same. Okay, the Bill of Rights for both governments is the same because they both cover the basics like freedom of speech and expression and religion and all that jazz. And but the Virginia State Constitution has 16 Bills of Right, and the U.S. Constitution only has 10. And in the U.S. Constitution, they were amendments. They weren't originally put in there. They just kind of forgot about them, so they just threw them in afterwards as amendments. And in the state one, Virginia one, they were written in first, so they are part of the original document, not little add-ons. Describe just did that. Never mind. Halfway through, by the way. Yay, Nolan. How does the U.S. Constitution put forth the amendment? Not going to do that question. So, moving on to the next one. How are the functions of the executive branch in the Virginia Constitution different than that in the National Constitution? Well, the president obviously has power over the governor. Yep. My head hurts. Okay, so the president is like all-powerful and has power over all of the governors, and the governors have are all powerful within their state and don't have any power over each other. They're all equal to each other. So, state governor has all the powers of the president except for stuff like, he can't declare war, so why am I even saying that? I don't know. I'm tired. So, yep. Do you know where I'm going with this? Hopefully. because I don't. The governor can do all the things the president can do within his state that the governor can do in the country, except for, like, rule over other governors, obviously. That's just the president. But the governor is the head of all of his peeps in his state. So, yeah. Yep. The more you know. Okay. Okay. Last, going back to the first question, because I forgot to do it. How are the three branches of government treated in each constitution? And how are they the same and different? Okay. Do you want to, okay. Okay. The Virginia, oh, calm yourself. The Virginia, why am I doing this? Constitution gives power to the governor, and, yeah, he's the head of the executive branch, and the legislative branch is the House of Commons, and her butthole is on my shirt. Okay. The General Assembly is the legislative branch of the Virginia government, according to chumby.delib.vt.edu/melissa/posters/3 branches of government.pdf. How's that for bibliography? Okay. The General Assembly is the legislative branch, whereas in the U.S. Constitution, Congress is the legislative branch, and they have power of the purse, and they can basically control a lot of people, because if they refuse to pay for something, you can't do it, so they can manipulate pretty well. So yeah, the judicial branch is the state's court system when they handle the courts, just like in the U.S., the whole country, the court system is the Supreme Court, so it's like super similar, right? And the governor heads the executive branch of the state government, just like the president is the head of the executive branch of the U.S. government. So, I guess they're pretty similar.